Hey there, anime fan. Today I'm looking at Sailor Moon Crystal, Episode 4. The story begins with the arrival of Princess Red Herring from the Kingdom of Fake-Out, and she's got some kind of super secret treasure that the scouts are thinking is the legendary Silver Crystal.
But it ain't.
And the Dark Kingdom seems to have bought into this BS too, so they've dispatched Nephlite to go get his hands on the mystery treasure. Now Princess Red Herring is throwing a black tie bash, and the Senshi are gate crashing, naturally. So once inside, Usagi ditches her friends to go and... honestly, I have no idea what her plan was. But while working on whatever it is she does, Serena runs into who else? Tuxedo Mask. Meanwhile, Nephlite has gone and possessed Princess Red Herring, and made off with the mystery box, with Sailor Mercury and Sailor Mars in hot pursuit. Of course, the resident Firebrand tries to take out the Nephlite possession stink cloud around Princess Red Herring with a fireball.
Too bad setting it on fire isn't the answer to every problem.
No, the answer to every problem is accessories, namely Sailor Moon's new tiara with its built-in death ray. So, with the princess dispossessed, Nephlite and his bros show up to taunt the scouts, before the big ending reveal that Princess Red Herring was not the Moon Princess.
Oh, I'm so surprised.
And the episode ends with a Sailor Jupiter cameo. Okay, the biggest event in this episode is Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask kinda sorta having a thing, but not really. This time around, the relationship dynamic is different. In the original anime, he was Serena's personal Batman, ready to swoop in and save the day like clockwork. In Crystal, he still sorta is, but he's more like Catwoman. A morally ambiguous, not quite friend, not quite foe. Now let's talk about the bad boys from the Dark Kingdom. They're hanging around more now. Jedite is still alive and kicking, and he joins his evil bros right at the end when they taunt the Sailor Senshi. Oh, and this time they're rocking very stylish white uniforms. Now don't get me wrong, the new look is cool, but it does make me think they look more like a boy band than a sinister military organization. The main antagonist of the episode is Malachite. He's good enough, he comes off as smarter than Jed, who just throws assembly line manufactured monsters at the girls. Malachite sneaks up on his target before assuming direct control. The action scene,
If you want to call it that.
is abrupt. This is a pattern with Crystal. In the classic anime, the show is about 1/3 action and monster fights to 2/3 comedy and various rigmarole. In the new series, the action seems to have been cut back to about 1/4. I think that's because they removed the special attack animation, which, say what you will, was exciting padding. But I'm hoping that the action will improve with the addition of the Sailor Moon equivalent to Raphael or Wolverine, Sailor Jupiter. And she looks awesome in the brief ending stinger. She's walking in the rain, there's a storm coming in, and she's got this cool sounding voice.
Let's hope she's down for dishing out a couple of 1.21 gigawatt punches.
One of the episode's bright spots is the interactions between the scouts. There's some great scenes with the girls just chilling out at the local arcade or sneaking into the black tie event. Now the biggest problem with the episode is the plot. It's a big fake out, just like the corresponding episode in the original anime, and the manga, I assume.
And what happens when you assume?
When I assume, I'm making out of you and me.
And don't you ever forget it.
This whole episode's plot is tied to the mystery of the true identity of the Moon Princess. Now, this plot probably worked a lot better in the original manga when we weren't all familiar with how the Dark Kingdom arc ends, but the simple fact is that most of us watching Crystal are familiar with the original anime. Oh, and Serena is straight up rocking her pretty princess dress right in the opening. I'm not saying that they needed to ditch this idea, but it might have been a good plan to find a new spin on it. Okay, now it's time to break down the good and the bad in Sailor Moon Crystal, Episode 4. On the good side, there are some fun scenes with the girls just hanging out. Tuxedo Mask is more dynamic and mysterious, and the surprise scene with Sailor Jupiter. On the bad side, the action was meh, the plot was contrived, and I don't think you would miss a thing if you missed this episode. So I give Sailor Moon Crystal, Episode 4, a 2.5 out of 5. The next episode should be a lot better. If you're interested in more reviews of anime, movies, TV shows, comic books, or video games, check out my channel on YouTube at StupidPrivate913. Or find me on Facebook for video updates and more. Thanks for watching.
Hey kids, today's show is brought to you by the letter 4 and the number potato! I'm a stupid private.